For people with a really active lifestyle, so people who maybe like running and things like that, and are out and about, like hiking, what are the ideal types of dogs for them?
Yeah, well, there's lots of working dogs. I mean, you can get, I mean, even we have a man in the club here and he's into running and everything. And he has a Hungarian Vizsla. And this dog like will run with him. Like he could like, how far does he run? He could run 10 kilometers there, like 16 kilometers he runs, and the dog runs with him. You know, he's these type of dogs. I mean, the same as we said the border collie before. All these like dogs, high drive working dogs. Any of the dogs, look up the working breeds. They will run and run and run and run. The Vizsla, like I mean, is an absolutely fantastic dog for running. You have like the likes of the German Pointer as well. That's another brilliant dog. The wire-haired Pointer, Doberman, all these dogs would be great for people who run. Like I mean, somebody who's running with a Vizsla, I mean, they're probably running maybe, I don't know, what would they run, 5 6 kilometers an hour? Like a Vizsla barely over walking speed at that. To them that's an enjoyable little bit of a walk around really. When you do 10 kilometers with a Vizsla, very high drive working dog like them are very good for running. Trainers dog, I mean, a lot of people who want to train the dogs tend to go for shepherds or collies because they are so easy to train, or like our own the Dutch shepherds. They're they're very easy to train. The staffs as well. Staffs are a great little dog. They wouldn't be great for long distance running because they're so heavily muscled, but they would be a great working dog and a great companion dog. Any of the really heavy muscle dogs won't do really well for running long distances, like mastiffs or staffs or pit bulls, simply because they have so much muscle that they build up a lot of lactic acid in their muscles and they become like they're great for a fast burst because of their strength, but for endurance, they don't really do that well. So the lighter muscle dogs, as I say, like the Vizsla Pointers, Dobermans, things like that. Anybody who wants to do running, these dogs are ideal.
Yeah, great. The sad thing about that, as you alluded to earlier, is that dogs tend to walk faster than we run. So if you're really going for it and you're panting and it's your best run ever, you look over at your dog and they're doing a mile trot.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Even there, we have people go out on their bicycle with their dog. I mean, we have a couple of people who exercise their dogs on their bicycle, and the same thing. The dog is basically trotting, and you're riding the bike at a reasonable pace. Like a dog can trot along there like at 7 kilometers an hour. Like that's just a trot to them. It's actually easier for them to move at that speed than it is slower. If they're moving slower, it's actually harder on their muscles and their energy to move that slow. It's not natural for them to move in that particular way, to move so slow or walk. A dog walking is not a comfortable pace for a dog. You see a dog is out in a field or whatever when you're exercising them, he move at this kind of a canter or a slow trot rather than they don't generally walk. To walk to a dog, they'll only walk for short periods of time because it puts more pressure on their muscles than something like a slow canter or a trot. So they generally move a lot faster than we do, one way or the other.
Yeah, definitely. Like whenever I take my dog to the park off leash, I could run. She runs forward and back, forward and back. I'd love to put a pedometer on her. I reckon that she walks at least twice, if not four times the distance that I do.
Yeah, well, that's comfortable pace for them. Like that's what they move at. They move at a comfortable pace, and we'll say for a dog maybe that has been sitting around for most of the day, they will be full of energy. So even they will move, they would, they'll move very fast and running and getting rid of that energy. Yeah, so that's a lot of the reasons to say we have dogs generally to pull on the lead because of the natural movement of the dog. If you don't train a dog to move at that slow pace, it's natural for a dog just to pull forward on the lead. We get a lot of people who go to walk their dog on the lead, and the dog gets into a bad habit from pulling on the lead just from this initial thing that they're moving faster than the person.
Yeah, you can't go as fast as they'd like to. I'm interested in the idea of cycling with a dog because I've never heard of it before. How do you train a dog to be okay on the road when you don't have that control with the leash?
Yeah, well, there are attachments you can get for bicycles, whereas you can attach the lead to the bike, and it's like a little link that keeps the dog at a safe distance from the bike. There are other sports where the dog moves in front of the bike and actually pulls the bike. There's there's kind of, what would you call it, sledding, yeah, sledding events, yeah, that they use with that too. But I mean, if you have your ordinary dog, like, it's an attachment that you get that keeps the dog away from going under the wheels and keeps the dog beside your bike. There's an attachment you can get to just keep the dog beside you. But you can't just call to get your ordinary dog and just slap him onto that and go, because he'll either hurt himself or you. Uh, if you're going to do that, it would take you starting to get the dog to walk beside the bike with this attachment on, and rewarding him when he's in the right position. Then maybe sitting on the bike and getting the dog in this position, and maybe riding very slowly and getting the dog to hold his position, right up to getting the dog to maybe move along beside you at 6 or 7 kilometers an hour. It takes a little bit of training.